Welcome to the first of my vlogs that I plan to try to do maybe a couple of times per month. In this vlog, I'm going to take you along on a little road trip to the 217 Plant Market in Toronto. I was able to go there for my birthday to just pick a few plants, and I had a really lovely time. So this was my first time going to the 217 Plant Market, and there I am going inside, just sort of taking it all in. There are a ton of different houseplants here. They have probably the best collection of houseplants and prices that I've seen in a long time in this area. There's a large jade plant. They have a lot of large established plants as well as smaller plants. I like to start with kind of a smaller plant so that it can have some manageable time in my home, because I don't like to have a ton of plants in giant pots everywhere. I like to have some small desktop kind of plants. So that's what I was looking for when I went to the market. So I'm just kind of doing my rounds, looking at all of these beautiful succulents. I don't get a lot of succulents because it's a struggle to, there's some lithops, to get enough light in the windows in my home. We don't have a lot of bright light facing windows. We have a few, but not a lot, so I have to maintain control of myself a little. There's some aloes and cacti, monstera, and that really wiggly plant. I have no idea what that is, but I kind of want to figure that out because that might be an interesting one to raise. These interested me, but they just kind of looked really tall and unmanageable. Then more leafy sort of plants here. There were Hoyas and prayer plants. I ended up getting one of those Hoya ribbons. Snake plants. There I am choosing a Hoya. There's some pennywort, which I actually picked up. There's some Adamson's Monstera. I actually picked one of those up as well. It took me forever to select one because I was looking for one that was like perfect. And there's those wiggly plants again. I'm still like haunted by them. I think I want to go back and try to pick one up. That's a spotted begonia. That's another plant on my list of plants that I definitely want to get. I have to learn a little bit more about taking care of them though. There's the mother of millions. I'm thinking of getting one of those as well. I'm trying to control my plant desires because I don't know. See those? Sorry, I'll interrupt myself. Those plants are like these really cool plants that are like, they're hinged to a piece of wood and they grow that way. It's kind of like a staked plant. I also am interested in getting one of those. But as I was saying, I am trying to curb my enthusiasm a little bit about plants because I think that once we're not inside as much as we are, there's an elephant's ear, that I won't have as much time to care for my plants, and I'm really like super emotional about them not dying, so I just need to keep it under lock a little bit. Those are lithops, also called living rock. And then after that, we went to a nice little green space to let the kiddos run around and just kind of checked out these sycamore trees. They were really beautiful. So it's a super rainy day today. I thought maybe I would show you my plants, do a little plant tour of my office. So this is a Peperomia rosa. And then I have this croton that I just recently got. And I have many pilea that are growing wildly. So these are pilea plants. I actually have 4 of them. This is a baby that came from one of them. I have a bunch of succulents up here, but I don't want to talk about those because they are never-ending stress. I cannot get enough light for them, no matter what I do, but they are struggling along. And I just got this ZZ Raven, so I don't know if you can see, but they start out green and they turn black, and they're a really cool plant. I still have to get pots for them. I just got this little Hoya and this Monstera. That's an Adamson's Monstera. And this is, Pennywort. It sort of looks like the pilea, but it's a little bit different. It has sort of scalloped edges around the leaves. And this is the little string of hearts and a string of peas or pearls. And another pilea plant. There's the other 2 are over here with this big jade. And then I have a little interesting cactus. I don't know the variety, but it has these really cool long white sort of tendril looking spikes, and a lithops, which I haven't been successful with in the past, but I'm trying again. And I'm not exactly sure what this guy is. I forget his name. Same with this one. It's kind of like the Rosso, but it is not the same plant. And that's a purple heart and a snake plant. So that's all the plants in this room. I just got these little humidifiers for them. So we're going to be able to give them a little bit more moisture, which is good. And yeah, that's my plants. And today I thought I would do sort of a bit of an unboxing, but also a little bit of an introduction to a little project that I think I'm going to start working on, which I might share in one video or possibly in some vlogs. I'm not sure yet. So I got these 2 DIY miniature house kits. They're like a puzzle, but they're 3D. And I got them from Bits and Pieces online. They're like a game, and actually mainly a game store, like board games, puzzles, those kind of things. So I'm really excited to actually work on these. Originally I saw one of these that one of my favorite YouTubers, Nerdburger, was working on, and she finished, and it was really cute. And so all I know is that this might be like really tedious, and potentially I should just call this series something like Get Angry With Me, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I got 2 of them. So this is Lisa's Tailor Shop. And this, is the DIY miniature house Sam's Study. And so I really like this one. Like, I like them both, but I like this one because it appeals to my like library book collector kind of, aesthetic in my own house. And so I think I will go with this one first. So I'm actually going to go ahead and open this, and we'll see what we get inside. And so this will be, it's kind of hard to tell the measurements, 185, 225, 190 millimeters. So I'm guessing like about, I don't know, like this big. We'll see. So, there's also an LED light, and I think you just need scissors maybe to do, the work on this. Sorry if my light is giving a bit of a reflection here on this plastic. Maybe I will just get the plastic off, and then we'll get rid of this reflection. Let's just open this up. Okay, that's better. So this has this wrapper on it, which maybe I'll just take off. What a cute box. I'm definitely going to have to reuse this cute box or something. So it shows you all of the pieces that you get from, I guess this is like, not chipboard, but I forget the name of the wood. It's really thin wood. I forget the name of it, but you probably know what I'm talking about. So these are recommended for people 14 and up. So we'll see if I qualify there eventually. And so it's wood, metal, fabric, and paper. And it requires lithium batteries that can't be charged. That's just kind of all the safety information, which, you know, who reads that? So the main materials are wood, fabric, and paper. The tools that are included are 2 of the batteries, I think. Yeah, the batteries. And then it looks like some glue, button cells, white latex, liquid glue, pigment, tweezers, and a brush. So what really gets me nervous about this is that we're using tweezers. So that's how tiny this is going to be. So here we go. Open it up. And so first we get a book, Sam's Study. So that looks really cute. And there's some pictures of the sequence for the assembly on back. And then inside here are the tools. So all these little beads and the tweezers are in here, some wire. And there are the batteries and the thing that you put the batteries in. So these are all of the electrical parts. And some fabrics and like little pieces of, looks like little flowers. Actually, yeah, they look like the flowers that will go in a vase. Oh, this is already slightly scary. Wood, little pieces of wood. Lots of little pieces of wood. I do have some hope that there's labels on these boxes which will tell me like, or packages which will tell me like what's going to go where. These are like little picture frames. And so here are the glues and pigments. And the bottle, probably for water, I'm guessing. Or is there something in there? No, there's glue in there. Okay. And then here are the main parts to the structure of the house. And then underneath, it looks like some paper, like carpet. These are probably the pictures that go in the little frames. This is so cute. Oh my goodness. Really, really cute. And I don't know, like there seems like a lot of them there. I wonder if you have options or if you're using all of them. We'll see. So this is just the pictures of that match the pieces of wood. So yeah, this looks really detailed and cool. So anyhow, I'm going to put this all back in the box for now. And then we'll take a look at the way that we're supposed to get started initially. I'll probably time-lapse through some of this if I do throw it into one video. I may also just break up my progress in some vlogs. I'm going to try to make a bit of an honest effort to do a vlog each week. So maybe I'll throw this into my first vlog. I'll try like each week, but maybe it'll be every 2 weeks. I know a lot of people only vlog once a month. It's honestly really hard to get time sometimes. So, but anyhow, let's look at the Sam's Study book. To see where we get started. Oh wow, this actually looks really detailed. So they give you tips about using the glue, the fabric, the LEDs. They show you the tools that are included and the tools that you'll need. So I'm also going to need a ruler, scissors, a utility knife, needle nose pliers, a pencil, a clip, and a screwdriver. So that's okay. I have all that stuff. So we're starting by doing some painting, I guess. Oh no, that's just tips on painting. So they've given you tips on painting, marking, and then they're showing a bit of the assembly. So it looks like cabinet 1 is the first thing that we might be building. So it goes through each piece of individual furniture first, and then it gets into the textiles. and then the leather suitcase, and just sort of the odds and ends and accessories. Then it gets into the little books. Oh my gosh, I think I am making the little books. So even the little books are being made. So I guess it's a good thing I've started making journals. Oops. Hold on, let's turn this off. Sorry about that. Everybody's always phoning me for something silly. So anyways, yeah, it looks like I'll be making the books individually, and that's what you need the clip for. Like, this is going to take a long time, I think. But I'm okay with that. Yeah, so maybe because it would take me forever to share this with you, I will just make it a part of some of my vlogging. And then we get to like putting the books in the shelves. Yay! So I've never done in like any kind of model building or miniature building before. So if you want to follow my adventures, I think I will throw this into a vlog. And yeah, if I can do this, which I'm not saying I can, so can you. So if you want to grab one of these and follow along with me, we could build this together and share progress. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with me today, and let's see how this goes. So I've started working on eco-printing. I'm taking a workshop with Irit Delman on monochromatic eco-printing. This is the first set of bundles that I've been putting together with a series of plants that I collected at a local museum. They were just kind of wild plants, random, mostly things that I didn't necessarily know how to identify, but there was some sumac in there, which I know is a very tannin-rich plant. And that is one of the keys to eco-printing, is that your plants have tannins in them and they react to the chemicals that you use on the cloth when you're printing them. So here I'm just untying my bundle that has been steamed with different dyes and plants, and so I'm just getting the tie out of the way because it will be reused again. So inside you'll see a lot of dark staining, that is the tannin, and I'm just unwrapping the bundle so that I can remove one of the fabrics that's used for a certain effect. So I just have to get it all unwoven, and I'm taking my wooden rod out of the center that I used to roll the entire bundle of fabric. Then we'll remove this outer cloth because that's not the actual fabric that I dyed, that's just the outer cloth that has the tannin in it. So now I'll start to look at my results. That's the back side, and you'll start to see some green leaves in the plants. So now I need to remove all of the leaves. This steamed last night, and this morning I went to get it out of the pot because it had cooled, and so now I'm able to remove all of the leaves and see what kinds of plant etchings are left behind, the markings from the leaves. So these actual plants, this is my second bundle that I did. The first one was from random plants at museums that I found. You can see some images on my Instagram, but this was actually plants around my garden where I didn't know what kind of tannins existed in them, and I added some sumac, which you see me removing the sumac leaves because those are kind of a known winner for eco-printing. So if you have unknown variables in the plants that you're using, you can always add certain things like eucalyptus or sumac, and that way you know that you get some good tannin rich printing going on. So the plants that I used, I had a few different effects. Some were like the white shadowing that you see, which are often referred to as ghost prints, and some left sort of lighter prints. They had some tannin, and then some actually did leave nice dark prints. You'll see a stem of leaves that are on the top right above my hand there. That's actually a mint plant, a candy pop mint plant that was flowering, and so it left a nice impression. The other plants that I used for this particular piece of cloth were rhubarb leaves, which didn't really react all that well, and what what's it called? Orach. So orach is an edible green, and it had really no tannin in it, but it did leave some really interesting markings because it had gone to seed. So I had lied down the seeded part from the top of the plant that has all of these little tiny seeds in these little pods, and it left some white impressions of the seeds, which was really neat. I also used some mulberry leaves. That's a mulberry leaf there. As you see, it did not leave a mark. And then underneath it is the sumac, so that left a very noticeable impression. It can be a little bit difficult to get all of the leaf off, so here you just see me trying to pick off the leaf. After I was done removing all the leaves, I did wash this piece of material in the washing machine with a gentle soap. Once your cloth is mordanted and has been dyed, it will stay that way. It's not going to wash off. The other plants that I used were, I tried squash leaves, no tannin in them. I'm trying to think of all the different ones. Blueberry, bush leaves, no tannin. So I'm just trying to see. I folded this piece about 3 times, and so I have multiple layers of leaves that I have to remove. I used some grapevine leaves. They had a very light amount of tannin. They left kind of a ghost impression. That was a blueberry leaf that I just pulled off. That's a squash leaf. So the squash leaves, because they made such a close contact with the fabric because of their sticky, sort of fuzzy stickiness that they left those white ghosting impressions. They didn't allow the tannin to interact with the mordant on the cloth. That's a mulberry leaf beside a rhubarb leaf. And you can see the impression of other leaves from the opposite side of the cloth. The folds that you make in the cloth leave some really nice impressions as well because the tannin is able to collect in the creases. So that's some of the orach plants with the seeds. There again is another example of the ghosting, the white that's left behind because the leaf was so well affixed to the cloth that the tannin couldn't get behind it to interact with the mordant. For this piece of cloth, this was actually the second time I had used the background cloth with a tannin. I used gallnut as my tannin that causes that gray color, and with the first pieces of cloth I got a very deep gray to black with most of the cloth. In this case I wanted to leave behind a bit of the color of the gold of the mordant, and I wanted a bit of a mix of the gray and the gold, and so I'm actually very, very pleased with this piece of cloth. I'm not sure what I'll make with it yet. I am considering a dress, but also it would look beautiful just as a tablecloth. It's got some really lovely prints. So now I'm just checking out all of the different markings that have been made on the cloth. It's very fun to open up these surprise bundles and not know what you're getting. That's one of the big appeals that I have as I'm getting into eco dyeing, is just it's a lot of like nice surprises. You don't necessarily know the result